Hello, how are you?
What you're standing in now is the reproduction of the bicycle shop. The original's up in Dearborn at Greenfield Village, the Henry Ford complex. But I always like to point out that the 1905 Flyer is the original. A lot of people think, was that a reproduction also? So, no, it is the original.
Original.
It was, restored by Wright himself. And the building that it is housed in was designed by Wright also. So
Nice,
yeah.
thank you.
Sure. Wind your way around. The career, actually, they started this while they were still in school. They were job printers. So they did a lot of different newspapers,
All right.
church bulletins, things of that sort. And then from that, they moved on to opening a bicycle shop and building their own bicycles. And it was during that time that they developed their curiosity about flying.
Flying.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So this is their bicycle.
This is the bicycle shop. And if you notice, when you come in here, it's darker, and that's because no electricity at that time. They just had, in this part of Dayton, so they just had gas lighting fixtures.
Okay.
You should have been here last night.
Really?
At night, it's like, yeah, it's dark in here. They did have one modern convenience, I could point out. They had a telephone.
First I thought somebody is standing inside. It looks real.
Yes, that is their sister, Catherine Wright.
Okay.
Who was very accomplished in her own right. She was the only one of the Wright siblings that graduated from college. She graduated from Oberlin College in Cleveland, and then went on to teach Latin at a local Dayton high school.
Thank you. And
This is one of only 5 existing Wright Brothers bicycles. We have 2 of them here at the park. There's one at the Smithsonian, one at the Air Force Museum, and then one up at Greenfield Village.
okay, Smithsonian, Washington.
Yeah, yeah. This bike would have sold for between $60 to $65, which a very high-end bicycle. In today's money, that's around $1,500.
That's expensive.
This is the machine shop, which probably historically is the most significant part of the bicycle shop. This is where the brothers built the parts for the kites, the gliders, and then the first airplane. Also, you'll see right here in front of you is a wind tunnel that they built also. After a few unsuccessful seasons down at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, they came back very dejected. Weren't getting the results they wanted, so instead of giving up, they built a wind tunnel and experimented with various shapes and sizes for wind foils, and then came up with the lift and drag measurements that they needed to modify the first airplane, that first successful powered flight. Then went back to Kitty Hawk in December 1903, and that's when they had their first successful flight. Again, this was all done in the shop without electricity.
All with gas lights.
Gas lights. All the belt-driven equipment would have been powered by they had their own gas generator.
Generator, okay.
That was probably very noisy, dirty.
It's in original condition?
This is a reproduction.
Reproduction, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, probably wasn't the most comfortable place to work. here is of the plane that's in there.
Okay.
That's a photo of it in flight back in 1905 at Huffman Prairie. So you can see it's the farm field.
Okay.
So,
Thank you, sir.
this is the 1905 Wright Flyer 3, designating. It is the third experimental aircraft the Wright brothers built and flew. It is their final experimental aircraft. After this, they started doing demonstration flights, and actually they formed the Wright brothers airplane company and built airplanes and ran a flight school also to teach would-be pilots how to fly. This is the original Flyer. It is not a reproduction. It's the original plane. About 80% of it is original. The restoration was overseen by Orville Wright himself.
Okay.
Orville himself designed this building that it's in. He wanted the plane to be displayed in a well so that you could get closer to the plane and get good aspects of the plane itself. His whole body was involved with controlling the flight. His right hand controlled the rudder. His left hand controlled the elevator. And then the third control that the brothers were the ones that perfected was roll, which is they controlled by the hip cradle. If you come over, you can see that. The hip cradle, hip cradle is how they control the roll, and that was the third control that the other early aviation pioneers had not followed.
Okay.
You can see their influence as bicycle makers with the chains and sprockets and
Yes.
driver propellers.
And there are two propellers.
Yeah.
Nowadays, the propellers are in front of the
I
plane.
know. A lot of people, when they come in, they think that this is the back of the plane, which is because the elevator now is, incorporated into the airlines. This plane is a National Historic Landmark, designated so since it is considered the world's first practical airplane. The Wright brothers themselves say this is the plane that they learned to fly on. They would go out to Huffman Prairie, take the streetcar from their home in Dayton out to the Huffman farm, and repeatedly would fly this plane and learned and got very comfortable with flying.